Yes, when a fawn shows up in my bedroom closet, I immediately trust him. Labyrinth, released in 2006 and is directed by Guillermo del Toro, who is also behind such films like The Devil's Backbone, Blade 2, Hellboy, Hellboy 2 The Golden Army, Pacific Rim, Crimson Peak, and The Shape of Water. And this film is starring Ivana Baquero, Sergi Lopez, Maribel Verdú, and Doug Jones, who is behind every single mutated fish, frog, mutant, goat, fawn type character that you've ever seen on screen. And the reason why we're talking about Pan's Labyrinth today is because it was a PayPal recommendation from a couple of my biggest supporters, longtime supporters on this channel, Mr. and Mrs. Rusted Beetle. They sent in a bunch of recommendations and one hell of a donation for me, so thank you both so freaking much. Your contribution is just, it's incredible. I don't know why you wanted to donate that much, but I'm glad that you just love this channel enough that you feel the need to support it, so I can't thank you both enough. Thank you so much. So if any of you out there also want to be like Mr. and Mrs. Rusted Beetle and help contribute and support this channel, you can make a PayPal donation by clicking on the donate button on the main page of my YouTube channel. Any size donation will do, and if you have a movie that you really want me to review and give you a shout out on the channel for, you can attach your movie with your donation, and if I have access to it, I will watch it, review it, and publish my review of it as quickly as I possibly can for you. 10-year-old Ophelia is traveling with her pregnant mother to meet her new father, Captain Vildal, who is a strong supporter of Fallenism and is on a mission to wipe out all of the rebels in the nearby countryside. But Ophelia's mother has fallen ill due to her recent pregnancy, and Ophelia is scared that she is going to be left alone with her scary stepfather. But things magically start happening to Ophelia, where she comes in contact with a couple of fairies and one mysterious fawn that has a series of 3 tasks for her to complete before the rising of the full moon. So the movie splits its attention between the real-life murder and genocide happening in the real world, and also the fantasy adventure Ophelia goes on. And I'll be honest, for the majority of this film, I was a little disconnected because this story felt very disconnected to me. On one side, we have this real-life story of this terrible captain who will torture, who will kill, who would just intimidate everyone that he comes in contact with, and then also the struggles of this mother dealing with her pregnancy, Ophelia dealing with the idea and the thought of, hey, if something happens to my mother and to my baby brother, I'm going to be left alone with this terrible person. Someone's got to help me. And then we have the fantasy Ophelia story here, where she goes and meets fairies and goes on an adventure to steal knives and to steal keys with magical frogs and trees and a weird hand-eye monster that eats children. Very, very creepy, actually. And they just felt like 2 different movies that I was watching. Thankfully, though, in the 3rd act, both of these 2 separate storylines connect with each other, and everything makes sense, making this film one extraordinary adventure. I would say it is the most adult kids film I have ever seen. And I don't even know if that's fair to say. Like, this is not just a kids film, this is just a film that everyone should see because it's so beautiful and so fantastical and so imaginative that labeling it for just kids, I think, is kind of doing it a disservice. So I'm going to take that back. This movie is just an incredible film that everyone needs to watch. And yes, it is a Spanish-speaking film. All of you Americans out there who only speak English, it's fine. There are subtitles. Give it 5 minutes, you'll get over it. But this is probably the most Guillermo del Toro-y movie that has been released. It's a horror film, but it's a family adventure. But it's also a war movie and a kind of a prisoner of war film. It's a bunch of genres that are melded and molded into one cohesive unit that is one hell of a journey. And that's the big selling point, right, of this film. It's the director and the director's vision. Guillermo del Toro is one of those filmmakers today where all you have to do is just put his name on the poster and people go, oh, well, I'm just seeing that. Christopher Nolan is that director for me. Denis Villeneuve is that director. You don't have a ton of those directors that have that clout, I think. But Del Toro is definitely one of them. We get great performances, though. Ivana Baquero, I think, is fantastic as Ophelia, the young child actor, which is saying a lot because when it comes to child actors in films, I go, I'm annoyed by you. You're not really appealing to me. I was attached to this character from the get-go. Even though there is a stereotype in this movie where, hey, there's a directive given to this child to go down this mission and don't do this one thing, or else you won't be able to do the other thing, so just don't do this thing. Spoiler alert, she does the thing. And I'm sitting there going, you had one job. You were given one directive. Don't do the thing. And you did the thing. Ah! Kids not doing what they're told, I tell ya. Sergi Lopez is a fantastic villain here. He is brutal, and he is disgusting. And you know he's villainous because he has a couple of scenes in here where he's shaving with a straight blade, with a straight razor. And that's just stereotype villain 101. If you ever see a character shaving themselves with a straight razor, they're villainous. Every single one of them. And Maribel Verdú appears in here. I was so excited to see her. When she appeared on screen, I'm like, wait a minute. I've seen you before very recently. You're the evil stepmother from Blancanieves. You're that lady, aren't you? She's so much nicer in this film. At first I was like, don't trust her. She's the evil queen mother from that silent movie, but no, she's okay here. She's good. And the visual effects, I mean, what hasn't been said about this film? They are stunning, they are beautiful, the puppetry work, the CGI that you see on screen, it just sucks you into this imaginative world that is helping this young girl cope with the tough things that are happening to her in her life, which is one of the most relatable things to everyone in the world. When we have terrible things or terrible situations fall onto us and fall onto our lap, we go, God, I wish I could just escape and go to somewhere else. And here is an example of what you can do, what your mind can do for you to help you cope with the evilness and the darkness that happens to you in your everyday life. I don't believe this film was nominated for Best Picture at that year's Oscars, but it should have been nominated for Best Picture. This film is fantastic. I'm going to give Pan's Labyrinth 4.5 out of 5 Blu-rays.
It's good. It's good.
Alright everyone, now comes my favorite part of my videos where I pick which movie I'm going to be watching next, and the next one, again, comes from Mr. and Mrs. Rusted Beetle. This is a part of their whole bundle of recommendations that they sent my way. This one is called Amélie. I hope I am pronouncing that correctly. Amélie. It's not Amelia. I keep wanting to go Amelia, but I think it's just Amélie. A movie that I've only seen once, and I honestly cannot tell you what the plot is. I cannot remember it at all. But I do remember that the lead actress is frickin' adorable, which I think was like the biggest selling point of the movie. It's this poster, and it's our lead actress who is just looking at the camera, smiling so adorably, and she's so adorable, and you just want to go, ooh, you're so adorable, you. So we'll check it out next time. If any of you have recommendations of films that you want me to review on here, you can make a PayPal donation on the main page of my YouTube channel. Any size donation will do. Just attach your movie recommendation with your donation, and if I have access to it, I will watch it, review it, give you a shout out on the channel, and get my review of it published as quickly as I possibly can. So guys, if you've seen Pan's Labyrinth, what did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before and you stumbled across it because of this video, then comment below, let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell. See you on the next time I release my next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time with my review of Amélie. So in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.